Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll sum up my thoughts on Redbubble and why I decided to quit working on my Redbubble store. So yes, the title is not a clickbait. I just want to mention that I'll be brutally honest in sharing my thoughts here, and I'm leaving an important note at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. Now let's get into it. And the first and main reason why I quit Redbubble is the tier system. If you're new to Redbubble and fall into the standard account, Redbubble just introduced a new fee system where they would cut out a few dollars based on the number of sales you made. My store falls into the standard account, and therefore the fee system applies to my store. And that's not a good thing at all. The majority of my sales come from stickers, and therefore if I make like $2 on a sticker, I'd get like $1 in my pocket. Like seriously? That's honestly ridiculous considering the amount of effort I'd put in creating and marketing my own designs. And now some sellers actually suggest raising the margins, and I used to keep my margin on average like not so high for buyers to actually buy those stickers. And in such crazy inflation rates, I don't think a person would spend like $5 on a sticker. Hence, raising my margins would get me even less sales. And it won't really fix the issue if you think of it. Other sellers pointed out that the new tier system is a way to build up Redbubble's capital, especially after the downfall of their stock price. But to me, it sounds like they're pushing their artists out of their platform. It certainly makes me feel like I'm just making Redbubble richer and then I get some few bucks for a great upfront work I put. And this leads up to the next point. And now the next point is that my effort doesn't match my return. Well, I'm an artist, and of course I'd put great effort in getting the best out of my illustrations. And when I upload my new design, I would put a few additional hours in tagging the artwork, then tweaking the tags, and then the title, description, till I find it ranking at the top. And that's all upfront work for a passive income, right? But in considering the tier system and the huge cut they take, isn't that revenue worth that much? Like for me, I find that I spend a lot of hours creating a design for little return. And based on how I value my free time, I'd rather be doing something else, like learning a new skill that I can monetize instead. And again, that's just my personal opinion. Maybe quantity over quality would work in this way. Maybe I should create massive amount of uncreative designs and just forget about the artistic element here so that I can balance like the little effort with the little return. I'm not really sure and I'm not gonna do this. And now the third reason why I quit Redbubble is that Redbubble took down 50 of my best-selling designs. And honestly, this truly wrecked my sales. Without exposing my designs, here's a close example for the kind of designs I created that didn't infringe any copyright and yet were taken down. So suppose I drew out a can and I illustrated it in this way, and that's not my art, by the way, credit to the artist. So then I receive an email claiming that the design I've just showed you is taken down as it infringes copyright. And let's just have Pepsi here, for example. Now back to the illustration, you can clearly see that it doesn't resemble Pepsi in any way, for instance, not in the colors, doesn't even have the trademark name on it, and yet is taken down. And if you look at it, it's just a plain object without the trademark name on the design, not in the title or even the tags. Here's another instance. Suppose I drew a nice coffee cup that doesn't in any way resemble Starbucks, for instance. Why would I receive an email stating that it infringes Starbucks rights? Am I missing something here? Funnily enough, they would keep out those designs that clearly infringe the copyright, and I know they would bring in thousands every month, but like, this is how business works. What about the artists here? It was sadly a true disappointment that after being able to rank well for like 3 years against 80,000 results and have my designs taken down, would that encourage me in any way to create new designs? Definitely not. And now the fourth reason why I quit Redbubble is tag spamming and art theft. Most of my designs, they fall into evergreen designs and not the trendy designs. I made a video earlier where I explained the pros and cons of each, so you can check it out in the ribbon above. When I created some designs for trends, I tried to compete without tag spamming, and it did work. I could find my design ranking in like the 5th row or something, But a few days later, I realized that many of my designs were stolen. And here's another one stealing my art. I'll file another report once I finish filming this video. So I did contact REDBUBBLE, provided evidence of the originality of my artwork, and thankfully they took down their designs. But honestly, the issue still remains. Every time I create trendy designs, I still have to compete with such tag spammers and then try to protect my artworks from being stolen. REDBUBBLE hasn't taken any serious action to stop such tag spamming. And let's be real, it's time consuming to keep up with the trends and then create a genuine creative design and then tweak the tags without spamming and then file reports every time my art is stolen. And all this is just for a few bucks for a trend that won't even be making me money in the next few weeks. In saying that it's time consuming, I'm speaking as a person who is REDBUBBLE doesn't contribute much of my income. But if your main source of income comes from POD, REDBUBBLE in specific, then you are probably willing to put up that effort. So please forget about what I just mentioned earlier and keep grinding. So I've been on this site for so long and I don't see REDBUBBLE taking any serious action against art theft and spammers. And now the fifth and the last reason to why I quit REDBUBBLE is REDBUBBLE's lack of transparency. And that's not a new thing to me honestly, but in their recent tier system, REDBUBBLE truly lacked the transparency that new sellers need in order to know how to level up to the next tier system. And it makes me skeptical that they haven't set any clear thresholds as a basis for categorizing the artists into their corresponding tiers. All I get is the fact that the top sellers are just getting richer while the inferior ones are put behind with some fees to pay or something. What ranks someone as a top seller? Or what makes a seller fall into the standard or a premium account? That's not clearly stated. I'm aware of their blog post that stated some nice words for each tier, but seriously, what does this technically mean? I mean, if I'm a new seller, how would this even practically help me? And in lack of transparency falls other incidents like spending my works that clearly don't infringe any trademark, and yet they ironically promote other works that infringe several trademarks. Anyways, coming to the end of this video, am I actually quitting REDBUBBLE after staying there for 4 years? Despite how my store actually went downhill, I'm still keeping my REDBUBBLE store. Every now and then I get some sales from evergreen designs that are already uploaded and aren't bestsellers, yet they bring in some little money. And this won't hurt, right? But after such experience with REDBUBBLE, I don't think so I'll put the same effort again. I stopped uploading any new designs and I'd update you guys if I saw any improvement in REDBUBBLE and decided to come back. But meanwhile, REDBUBBLE terminated any thoughts of creating new designs after they took down my bestsellers. Your journey might be different or better than mine. The main purpose of this video is not to discourage you in any way. Knowing the downsides of any platform is just important to help you be realistic about balancing your efforts and what you receive in return, realizing whether or not it helps you to reach your overall monetary goals. And at last, I want to point out that REDBUBBLE saturation and competition wasn't one of the reasons for me to quit. I figured that I was still able to rank well and I tried to hack the algorithm in some sort of way, and this still makes me willing to share more of REDBUBBLE content on this channel. And so in the next few videos I'll share more practical tips on tagging your artwork and how to rank well in REDBUBBLE. So that's it for today. If you guys find this helpful, please leave a thumbs up and I'll really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel to see more of my REDBUBBLE videos. Thank you so much for watching.